5 years back, my brother snatched my fiancée and mocked that he had one. Can you imagine the gut-wrenching betrayal of watching your own brother, your flesh and blood, walk off with the woman you were about to marry? Well, for me, that wasn't just a nightmare. It was the beginning of a war, one where I learned exactly how far I'd go to get what was mine. For 32 years, I was Justin, and I genuinely believed my older brother, Derek, was incapable of truly stabbing me in the back. Sure, we'd had the usual sibling squabbles. Who got the bigger slice of cake, who rode shotgun, but outright betrayal? That was movie stuff, not real life. I couldn't have been more wrong. The first hint that something was rotten started subtly, during family dinners. My then fiancée, Claire, would sit beside me, and Derek, my supposedly charming, funny, and social brother, always seemed to find an excuse to monopolize her attention. At first, I brushed it off. I told myself he was just being friendly, being Derek. But then it became excessive. Little touches on her arm when he told a joke. Inside comments that left me completely out. The way Claire would laugh a little too loudly at his stories, a strange flush creeping up her neck. I kept telling myself I was overthinking, that it was my brother. Growing up, Derek was always the golden child. 2 years older, taller, more athletic. My parents practically doted on him. He was the high school basketball captain while I was the quiet bookworm. Every family gathering, every conversation, inevitably circled back to Derek's accomplishments. My dad, especially, made no secret of his favoritism. That's my boy, he'd beam when Derek walked into a room. Me? I was the background noise, the dependable son who never caused trouble but never quite measured up either. Then I met Claire, and for the first time, I felt like my life was finally turning a corner. She was warm, supportive, and she had this incredible way of making me feel seen. For the first time, I felt like I had something Derek didn't. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly why he couldn't stand it. One evening, just a few months before the wedding, we were at my parents' place. I walked into the kitchen and caught Derek whispering something to Claire that made her cheeks burn crimson. When I asked what was so funny, they both brushed it off, a vague inside joke. It stung. It really did. But I pushed the feeling down. The last thing I wanted was to sound paranoid. But paranoia turned into suspicion, and suspicion began to twist into certainty. I'll never forget the night Derek showed up at our apartment, uninvited. He was drinking, loud, and overly friendly with Claire. At one point, I stepped out to grab more drinks, and when I came back, he was leaning far too close to her, his hand on the back of her chair. Claire laughed nervously, pulled away, but she didn't stop him. That image burned itself into my memory. I confronted Claire afterward. She swore nothing was going on. You know Derek, she said, trying to be dismissive. He's just playful. Don't make something out of nothing. I wanted to believe her. God, I forced myself to believe her because the alternative, that my brother and my fiancé might actually be crossing lines, was too excruciating to accept. Then, 5 years ago, my entire world imploded. 2 weeks before our wedding, Claire called me. Her voice was shaking. She couldn't go through with it. When I pressed her, begging for a reason, she and then, the part that shocked everyone watched full story.